I've known Meji for 25 years, and what I can say he's best at is that, well, he calls himself the father of footnote. That truly is what Meji is in terms of being, he enables people, he enables groups, he enables communities to be their best. Even though I asked Meji many times, what are you the father of? I literally think Meji's the next up-and-coming father of community psychology. And what he reminds me of is that he's the father of nothing. When someone says that they've done something, or other people acknowledge them, recognize them, then one has lost their leadership, is how I understand what he's saying. Whereas when someone else can say they've done it and they don't know how they've done it, that's truly a leader. And that's exactly what Meji is. I've come to the Hume Center because of that. Meji was the founding president at that time. The first time I met Meji, that's the experience that I came into the Hume, and till this day, 25 or so years later, I continue to experience Meji with the power of his consultation, where I feel enabled to do my best in leading the organization. So Meji, you're with us to talk about creating, changing the course of destruction.
Thank you, Joty. And it's really very gratifying when people who know you think that you're worth it to listen to. So I'm glad that you are able to give me this privilege to summarize what I have tried to say in my book on changing the course of destruction. It began a long time ago. In 1947, India was divided. And some people call that India and Pakistan won independence, but it was the most tragic incidents for us who went through it. That there was a total genocide on the both sides of the border in Punjab. That 1 million people got killed. There were more than 15 million people had forced migration. It's the biggest forced migration in the history. And then irony was that, like our leadership, like Gandhiji and Pandit Nehru and Quaid-e-Azam Jinnah, they were all educated in Cambridge and Oxford, and then they had a very little idea what India was. And they collaborated with the British to destroy the country. And we haven't recovered from it even now, because we are still following the same narrative. India and Pakistan had 3 wars, and they spent all money on the defense. And it's very tragic. But I was a 14-year-old boy entering high school, and losing friends, losing people I knew. And then I worked in the refugee camp for a year, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And I don't even know why I was obsessed with it. And my undergraduate study was in political science and philosophy. And I also was very much interested in studying Urdu, Punjabi, English literature, and none of that explained it to me, what happened, how it could happen. People living together and all of a sudden somebody says, no, you shouldn't live together, start killing each other. It was total enigma. It's during my master's program, one of our professors, Professor Pandari, and he went to India and had psychoanalytic training under Ernest Jones, who wrote the 3-volume biography of Freud. And he introduced me to unconscious. That started making some sense to me. Then I also remember that Jesus said 2,000 years ago, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But unfortunately, people have read a lot of books on forgiveness because it makes you feel good. I forgive you. You're okay. But they then talk about the unconscious. And that's what Freud came in. Then I applied for some training in understanding unconscious to clinical program at Boston University. Gave me a teaching fellowship. So for the last 60 years, I've been working with people unconscious as it manifests itself in their individual therapy, in group therapy, in organizations, and in communities. And I have to come to the conclusion which our ancestors always knew, that we have lost touch with our cosmic self. That all of us, that in Punjabi there's the word Hume, which means that I experience my impulses like sex, anger, greed, attachment, and pursuit of wealth. And that's, then the focus gets on my gratification, but I don't remember that I'm part of the whole universe. Like a tree, even if it's a single tree, but it needs soil, water, sun. Same way we have lost that touch. We are connected to the universe. What I found that what I experienced in India during the partition is being repeated everywhere. So I studied the major catastrophic global political incidents like World War II and Hitler, then of course 9/11, and then what we do even now, we are intruding in 70 different countries, always trying to have a perpetual war because we don't think we are one, that we are, you and I are different, so I can gratify myself at the expense of you and also about the universe and destroy the planet. So in this book, I have written 5 essays, and one of them is Did India and Pakistan Win Freedom? Talk about the processes are more powerful than the individuals. Unless we talk about the system and processes, we'll continue repeating history. The other one that presented problem is never the problem. Study what's behind it that is causing the problem. So the other is introducing this concept of Hume, the individual personality, and the cosmic self, and being C.E.O. part of it. So I try to take these catastrophic global problems to explain this connection between me and the universe, and I hope it can be of some make you some sense about it. That's all I will try to do. Thanks for the opportunity to spend some time with you, and hopefully I'll get some feedback from you when you read the book.